Inspiration Nation. Hello, Lee Kemp here for another week on the podcast, here with Jose Noya, Ryan Boniface. If you're joining us on YouTube, we are having tremendous fun with the filters on Zoom, which have been here for about 5 years, but we've just discovered them like brand new toys. So we are having tremendous fun right now. How are we doing, both of you?
Oh, all right. I've just realised I got so excited that you guys' volume is coming out so low on my TikTok, so TikTok can't really hear you, I'm afraid.
Oh no, fix it, fix it. I'd also like to say that before we went live, Jose did refer to TikTok as, was it the tick?
The
So
tick.
cooling down on the kids. So that is the
Yeah.
level of coolness we're setting on this podcast. Outside of, again, YouTube, Inspiration Nation, Jose Noya, you can see our beautiful filter effects that we're doing right now. I'm very pleased with this. Right, so Jose, I believe it's your turn with the subject this week.
Yes, of course not. It isn't.
Oh, what? Is it me?
Yeah, unfortunately, it is you.
Oh, look, hold on. I just got sent a message on TikTok. I need to look at this.
What's a TikTok? I'm going to say Triple Eight's on TikTok.
Yeah. Hold on. Here we
Hey,
go.
Triple Eight, thank you for checking in.
Right, anyway, no
Just
one
gonna
wants to hear us fiddling with our technology or any other things. You can head over to Jose Fans if you want to see Jose fiddling with anything else. Right, so is it me with a subject this week?
Yep, it is.
Right, so I haven't necessarily got a
Oh.
quote prepared already for this week, so we'll just have to kind of wing it, guys. Winging it. So, what do we want to talk about for 20 minutes of inspirational winging it?
What do you want to talk about? That is the
Look,
question.
there's no line here from me, is there? Right,
No.
so I saw something today, and it was making a joke. So it was out of, maybe we're not winging it, maybe this is the quote. It's not really a quote. There was something that happened to a poor man at a Coldplay concert a while back.
I'm not sure he's poor.
Okay, a rich man at a Coldplay concert a while back.
Yeah, that's probably better.
And the quote said, if a CEO can run a business, raise 3 kids, have an affair, and go to a Coldplay concert, you can find an hour to go to the gym. Which I thought, there you go. Which I thought was quite funny the way they did it like that. So, and then I was earlier, so I've started on a bit of a push. I need to take these things off my face now, by the way, because it's very distracting when I catch myself in the screen. So putting that sort of stuff into real life, we talk about this, and I was thinking about this. So I've referenced a few times. I had a bit of a big DIY project during the summer that kept me quite active. I've in fact managed to the point where I now do fit into my clothes I intend to take on holiday with me in a couple of weeks, which is good. And my clothes
Nice.
I bought that were a size up are no longer necessary because I fit back in everything again. I've gone down a t-shirt size, which I'm very, very happy about. So all my nerdy t-shirts fit me again. So it's all good. But what I didn't want to do was lose momentum, because the reason I had all that stuff before is I have a office job, spend a lot of time sitting down. I then have hobbies that involve holding a game controller or doing AI stuff, and there's a lot of sitting involved. This office chair, I probably spend some days there's probably 11 hours I spend in it, so it's very easy to slip back into old habits. And I'll try eating things and I go in and out with that, but exercise is the missing ingredient. So I've decided with my cross trainer that sits to the left of me that I haven't used, and my excuse has been doing the BIY, build it yourself, the DIY project. Put Joey like that, I saved that well. I wanted to move that into, right, I'm going to do this. So I've set out a bit of a plan for myself of where I want to get to. And the goal, and I'll put it out here, is I want at least 4 times a week to be doing 30 minutes on the cross trainer at level 8. And I should do, that is, if I'm doing the right stride, that should be the equivalent to about a 5k road run in terms of effort from the research and stuff I've done. Now, I'm not there at all. I've started off that I'll be at level 1, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Then I'll up the resistance till I get to where I want, and then I'll turn that 20 minutes into half an hour. So it's going in stages. But as we know, this only happens with consistency. So I've started doing that. It's initially I was going to wake up half an hour earlier to fit that into my day without disrupting anything. Now that won't work. There's no way on earth. I am a perennial snoozer, and I will find any excuse not to. I'm also doing some little bits and bobs that keep me up quite late, like just trying to fit in doing everything. So I feel like I'm setting myself up to fail straight away. So what I do is when I finish work between 5 and 5:30, that's then when I do it. Straight, no excuses. I'm done. That's the first thing I do. Yes, I might want to do X, Y, Z, but I can do this first and then do that afterwards. And I've told myself that's because I just deprioritize it down. So I've made that a priority, and I was doing that today. So I finished work 5 past 5. We were doing this today for 5:30 because Jose's got some secret stuff he needs to run off and do, so we're going a bit early. And I'm like, at the moment, I'm at a 15-minute stage. So stretching before, getting it set up, doing it 20 minutes. There is no reason that I couldn't have done that, been done by 25 past, get out, get the laptop on, get myself out. So that's exactly what I did. And once I was doing it, it felt great. But you've got that first bit in your head where a million reasons not to do it run through. And as I was doing it, it made me think of that quote I'd seen earlier in the day. Because actually, the joking bit aside, and we talk about this, everything can be done if you prioritise it. It's to steal a quote you quoted a while ago, Ryan, which is from someone where we both work. You can do anything, you just can't do everything. And it's where you cut that and how you decide to do it. And I've just prioritised that, and it just made me think about the gym bit, because actually, there's different ways to dice it up, but a lot of people will sit on a monthly gym membership and never go to the gym. I did that for quite a while. 30 quid a month, 40 quid a month, whatever it is, clocks up, clocks up, clocks up, clocks up. For me, that's not practical, because I couldn't have fit in a 20-minute run if I had to go to and from the gym, which getting ready, getting in the car, going in the changing room, blah, 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 blah. That becomes 45 minutes. Now, it's great for loads of people when it's done, but actually, I bought the cross trainer. It was £200 odd, but actually, that's not even a year's worth of gym membership. So I made that investment. It's here. I can follow through on the time thing. I can fit it in quite nicely. And back to us doing the things we say, I think that's me living if you prioritise things, you can make them happen. And I just need to do that little bit every day. And it's just not an excuse. The pattern or the habit I want to develop is that, right, sign off from work on the exercise. That's it. That's just the route. It's almost like becomes muscle memory that I move from one to the other. And that's what I'm trying to build up now to fit in. And I don't think realistically I'm not going to miss that. I won't have to stop doing anything else to make it happen if I just build that habit and I put it in place. Even today, I was waiting for something. I needed someone to get back to me to send something, and it was gone 5. So I did my exercise, and then I went back to my work bit and then finished that last bit and did it. And that's me. That is me living the Coldplay CEO dream of fitting in as much as possible.
Did you see that quote on like LinkedIn?
What, that one you just referenced, that I just referenced at the start?
The Coldplay quote.
Probably. I flick between LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, and because I look at the same sort of things, they all start to blend into one a little bit. But I'm gonna guess that yes, that's where I saw it.
It feels like a very LinkedIn quote.
Like,
have you seen?
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, have you seen some of the memes where it's like certain LinkedIn people will tell you that they walked past a homeless dog before an interview and stopped to help the dog and missed their interview, but then the next day they got a call back and the dog was the CEO of the business or something silly like that. There are loads of stories on LinkedIn where people say things like that. It's funny. I've
seen loads of them, but that twist on it I love.
I've got absolutely no qualms with if that meme was on LinkedIn or that kind of
Sorry, you've really got me there. I'm just
social media.
You have got Lee. Look at him. He can't cope with it. He can't cope, Ryan.
I can see that. I think you said it yourself, Lee. You make time for the things that are a priority to you, right? So it isn't that you need to spend time on something. It's you need to be able to prioritize things in an appropriate way that best suits you, and then you'll make things fit around that.
Yes.
I think there's more of a message there around your time management rather than
You can do it all, yeah.
you can do it all.
Yeah, and I don't think that is what I take from it, but I think it's that I think you can do a lot more. It just becomes the instant I've not got time, but actually you're choosing not to have time, and that might be the right choice for you. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but it's not that you have
Yeah.
things that you're choosing where you divide it.
Uh,
And I
that's
say this from years that would have been bottom of my list, and I found a million reasons not to make it happen.
of course, you and me both. You and me both, 100%. I think I can see the positive and I'm not even going to call it a negative. I can see the attractor and the detractor to that quote, because those of us that work in a corporate role all know that that CEO wouldn't have really done much work that day. They probably would have been out for lunch and then done whatever. So it's really easy to say that, how does he have the time to run a business, have an affair, go to a concert, and do all that other stuff? But again, in the same way, we're trying to spread the message about making time for your priorities. As twisted as those priorities may well have been, that's all he did. If
Yeah,
we're going to take that scenario literally, that's all he did. So I think there's definitely things to take away from it around making things fit your time rather than your time fit things. Um, but I think people have also got to be able to not feel guilty about not always making the best use of that time. Sometimes you might finish work at 5, Lee, for example, and have had a really hard day, and you're in the city the next day, so you're going to do 10,000 steps in the city. So there may be some times where you're like, today I'm going to let myself off because I know I'm going to do a load of steps tomorrow that
yes, and
will
you're
add up to
absolutely
the
right.
same.
That happened yesterday with cutting the grass.
Yeah, so there will always be times that you almost um you almost oh God, I've forgotten the word. One person wants one thing, one person wants the other. You compromise. You compromise your time to fit the method of things that you need it to do. So, and if you can hit two birds with one stone, i.e., getting some exercise in and getting some steps in, and cutting your grass at the same time, which is not the worst household chore. I actually don't mind cutting the grass. I
I
quite like
quite enjoy it. I
that.
find it quite cathartic.
Yeah, so do I. It then allows you to kind of do both things. And I think as humans, we're naturally set up to try and find the path of least resistance. And I definitely find a benefit to my motivation if I can box off 2 or 3 things in doing one thing. Um, because I feel like I get the best value for time out of my time, if that
It's
makes
that
sense.
invisible checkbox in your head, isn't it? It's like playing a computer game where you have challenges, and if you're like tick, 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 all done, I've killed
Yeah,
3 birds with one stone. And I think that as well, because I think I've come from a time, from my thinking and people that I've known at different times, where exercise is exercise, as in I'm making my time to exercise. But if you walk to the station for 20 minutes every day, that's almost discounted. You don't even think of that as doing exercise, when actually I think there's a lot of motivation you can gain by rewarding yourself for those things as well, because loads of people don't
yes,
do that, and it does count, and that might not be enough what you want to do. You might want to do something else, but yeah, thinking in that way where actually it's not, oh, I haven't got time to go to the gym, it takes me an hour to get to the station. Actually, I'm walking to the station, that's ticking 2 boxes at once and seeing what you can do and
yeah.
what you can't do. And I think you're right
I'll
as
let
well.
you.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Sorry, no, so Joe, I was going to say I'll let you jump in a sec. The point I'm trying to make about the LinkedIn point, and I think I've got a better way of explaining it now, is that I think sometimes if you end up doom scrolling LinkedIn, you can end up feeling negative around the way you spend your time and the way you approach
Oh,
things. And I think it's as equally fair to assess your time against what you want to achieve, and if that's still hitting both markers for you, as well as allowing yourself a leash, so to speak, so that you can
100% agree with
extend
you.
away and have a breathe. There,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
has to be, with the same with everything. Everything in moderation, and everything kind of has swings and roundabouts and gives and takes.
Yeah, and I don't want to miss the message as well, because I'm fitting in the exercise and I'm doing it and I'm making the most of my time. But that time will also include sitting down for an hour of dinner and watching an episode of something, and having half an
Yeah,
hour in bed watching TV. Maybe I play a bit of. There's all. It's not. that, and I suffered from that. I think I talked about this years ago in a pod actually, and Joe, we've definitely talked about this. When I first got into this space and I went onto Twitter, and because of what we do, you get immersed in the motivational type of social media, and a lot of it is, well, you've got this many hours in a day. So what I do is I wake up at 5 in the morning and I read from 5 till 7, and then I do yoga from 7 till 8, and then I have 5 minutes when I have breakfast, and then for the next hour I'm doing my side hustle. Then I work from 9 till 5, and then I read some more from 5 till 7, and then I go on a trip to the moon from 7 till 10, and then I
Have
write
you
a novel
seen?
from 10 till 2 in the morning, and from 2 in the morning till 4:30 I'm donating time to charity, and then I sleep for half an hour and I'm ready to do it again. It is just like every hour of your day is accounted with doing stuff, which isn't a realistic expectation to set, but you can absolutely then get in that place. Oh my god, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing enough. And there's a balance to all of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you seen the trend? And you two may not have seen it, being that you're in the generations that you're in. Have you seen the trend of the
Can I just
guy that
say,
wakes
So
up?
F
funny.
off straight
Oh,
away.
Ryan.
Whatever you're going to say now.
Have you seen the trend of the guy that gets up at like 4 a.m. and like puts his face in a bowl of water and then does 5 lengths of his swimming pool at like 10 past 5 and then does 55 push-ups and then eats 5,000 calories worth of breakfast? He's a proper bodybuilder, but people were trolling, not trolling him, but trolling the video style because it's like such a perfect LinkedIn pictured life.
Yeah,
Up at 5, reading a self-development book at 5:01 a.m., in the shower at 5:02, listening to the same audiobook of the book that you're reading. It's there are scenarios where it can get like that. And I think what is important, as I say, to have check-ins with yourself around whether you're meeting the expectations you set for yourself of the time that you have, as well as allowing yourself the freedom to breathe as well. But Joe, sorry, I've cut off half of your time there, mate.
No, I haven't.
No, Joe didn't have
I've
a
been really.
subject. He doesn't get to talk this week. I had to bail him out.
Wow.
Oh, well, we all know the truth,
The
Ryan. Just saying.
the disgust on your face. I love it.
I just wanted to say thank you, Painhammer, for gifting, and also Triple Eight for the gifting. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, and thank you for PST for joining. So I'm giving you a big shout out. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I really like this, and I'm going to go back to an episode that you guys are talking about without me, and Ryan, you brought it up actually about this particular subject. About you brought up James Clear's habit forming book, which I absolutely love. Whereas it's not about the goal; it's about you build systems to make it happen. So
Yeah.
have it there. Like if it's there, make it easy for you to get on the cross trainer. So for me, when I get up in the morning, I do my journaling, I do my reading, everything's out. It's not around, it's just there. So it's easy to, I don't have to think about it. It's just very easy to pick up and just do it. And that's it. It's just very easy. And I think the key around this is just make it really easy for yourself. Just so easy that it's just, even if it's just like 30 seconds on it, just do it. And then just gradually build the habit. And I love that approach from James Clear. So I know, Lee, you're aiming for 4 times a week, 30 minutes, aren't you, a time?
That's the goal.
You could go even smaller. You could go 1 minute, 4 times a week for now, just so
Don't
you
get
get
me wrong. At the moment,
really
the
small.
goal is 10 minutes before. No, it's 15. Last week
Yeah,
it
or
was
10.
10. This week it's
Yeah,
15. So it's
yeah.
stepping it up
It's,
week by week.
it's just so you that get in habit. Oh, it's just like you said, Lee, which I really enjoyed, which is the muscle memory. You just think, oh, it's a thing that it's just me. That's what I do. It's my identity. And that's what I really love about James Clear, is about that, putting a vote for yourself, the person you want to become. And Lee, you're saying to me, not so many words, or us, me and Ryan, that you want to become fitter. You want to become a fitter person. So what does that identity look like? That identity looks like that I am going to do cross training 4 times a week, starting at 10 minutes, growing up to 15. But it will be something of your life. It will be, if it's the person you become, it's going to be a permanent fixture in some way in your life. That because it becomes the identity. Like this podcast has become part of my identity. My personal development journey become part of my identity, doing content and all that. So it's just that. And when it becomes part of you, it just becomes a lot easier because it's just you.
Do you know what my
It's just what you
first
want to
one of
shape. And
those
that's what I love about
was?
it.
Right back
Go
at
on.
the start, when we first started the podcast and we talked about habit forming, that is my muscle memory that I do every day without even thinking about it, and feels very strange if I don't. And if it's 5.5 years ago, I must have done approximately 2007 times now. It's was make the bed. Every morning,
Oh,
about fat, and it's such a small
yes.
little thing, but it wasn't something, and it became a habit
Mm.
forming, and it's I don't even think about it now. It just happens, and that's just layered and layered and layered and layered over the last 5 and a half. Which again, because I really want to make, because what you said is really important, Ryan, and that's not that I'm like squeezing every ounce of productivity out of every second of the day, but I certainly achieve a lot more now than I did 5.5 years ago. But that includes me time, family time, all that sort of stuff in the mix with everything else.
What episode number are we on? Do we know? Do
Oh,
anyone know off the top of our head?
330
I have
something
no
odd.
idea.
We started doing the quote a week at about, I want to say, 100 odd weeks, maybe
Really?
So yeah,
150 odd weeks in. So we're talking nearly 200 weeks worth of quotes.
Wow.
Do you think you live by every single one?
I've said before that I feel like I'm like a buffet learner in my
Yeah,
style and what I do. So
absolutely.
I think I live a lot of elements of a lot of them,
Yeah,
I would say,
absolutely. I think
because we talk about
um
it all the time, every single week.
and that's it, and that's all it is. So you are a lot more productive, and you are a lot mentally perhaps better off because you've heard these quotes every week for 200 odd weeks, whatever that is, nearly 4 years. Um, and you take the value from each one that you hear and you implement it into your life as much as you can. The amount of times I've been in a scenario and I'll remember a quote from 3 months ago, but then if you ask me now what was one of our quotes from 3 months
You'd
ago,
have
I'd
one.
have no idea.
Yeah.
But that's because I've applied it in scenarios. I've relied on my subconscious or my non-subconscious or your conscious, whatever way around it is, to give me the information that will benefit me at the right time. And that's all that we aim to do on these podcasts. And that's all you should try and take from social media self-knowledge gurus on being the most productive person of all time and doing the most you can with your time is don't follow them. But if they do something that you're like, I could do that and it'll add 10 minutes to my day, take that one bit and add the 10 minutes to your day. Then maybe in a few months time you might see another video that's similar or another scenario that's similar. Oh, and guess what, you can take something else that saves you 5 minutes a day. Then in 3 to 6 months you've saved yourself 15 minutes a day, and over that 3 to 6 months you've saved yourself a lot. I don't know. I don't know
Absolutely.
what
I
that adds
think
up
no.
to off the top of my head, but it's we say it every. I must say it most weeks now. It's the aggregation of marginal gains that sees you
Yeah.
progress through
And
things.
that's a great real life example of you doing it and how it works. And I'd say to everyone out there, all of this is here because of us talking about it. If you want to give it a listen every day, every couple of days, once a week, inspirationnation.org.uk, go back. I mean, it's about then. These are no more than 20 minutes, half an hour, and this is why we think like we think now, and maybe you can get a bit of inspiration as well in the archive. And if you listen, and I see that a lot actually, quite often in weeks there will be people who download 30, 40, 50 episodes all at once, where they're then going to through. So if you do that, if you like what we're doing, leave some comments, let us know how you feel. Follow Jose Noya-Inspiration Nation on TikTok and YouTube, bit of Facebook. Basically, just put him in your Google machine, you'll see where he is. And whatever you're on, likes, comments, follows, all those things, however the platforms work, and tell people if you like what we're doing, tell somebody and get them to listen, and that is the best way we grow and keeps us doing what we're doing. Right, we are burning daylight, guys, so we need a quick takeaway, and then I will wrap us up.
The aggregation of marginal gains.
Jose.
Look it up.
I love that. I wanted that one, but I can't have that one now. So mine is just build systems around your goals.
Love it. Jose, I'm conscious you didn't get much airtime there today. Have you got anything else you want to squeeze in? We've got about 3 minutes and I need to cut you off.
Not really to add another takeaway, but just aim for the person you will become. And it's not about those videos where you talked about, oh, the perfect video. Life is not like that. Success, as Ryan and you've said before, we've all said, is how you define it, not anyone else. It's what's important to you. So make it your best life, not anyone else's.
Absolutely. And back to Ryan's story he told earlier, my takeaway is, and I was that dog. 3, 2, 1. Inspiration Nation. Catch you guys later.
Catch you guys later.
Inspiration, see you later. Hey.
There you go. You liked that one, didn't you?
That